VPI introduces anti-pollen window screens. Allergy season is here, but our exclusive Pollentech window screens filter out 90 to 100% of airborne pollens year-round. They're captured in the unique construction of the screen. Imagine having your windows open on a spring day. Call VPI Home Solutions now for more information and a free estimate. 892-6460 or go online at vpihomesolutions.com. Homeowners face tough choices when looking to invest in new windows this year. VPI Home Solutions can prove 6 important facts that no other window or company can match. Be careful how you choose your new windows this year. Don't settle for less. Get the best. VPI. We offer free estimates and information. Call 892-6460 or go online at vpihomesolutions.com. VPI Windows.
And welcome back. Time now to take a look at our first quarter stats, sponsored by Transworks Custom Rides and Accessories, a proud sponsor of the Spokane Shock. Hard to tell much from those because that one turnover has not resulted in points yet. If it does, that's the story of that first quarter.
But any time you see turnovers, you see a goose egg on one side and any turnovers in the other column, that just jumps out at you. We'll see if Spokane can convert.
Second goal from the 5. It'll be Kalena Moku in motion for the Shock as Raleigh now to throw, looking end zone. Kalena Moku threw it too far. He was there, he was open, just missed him.
If you're 6'5" Huey Whitaker, that's a touchdown.
I think if you're 6 foot tall, that's a touchdown.
You very well could be.
Kalena Moku is 5'10", 185, and you know when they 5'10", so he's probably 5'9". So a 6 foot man probably catches that football.
6 foot. 6'5" probably doesn't have to jump.
No.
6 foot jumps and makes that catch. But Kalena Moku makes up for it with great shiftiness and speed when he gets in space.
That's his game. Kalena Moku in motion again on 3rd down and 5. They go back to him. Touchdown, Spokane. Hard to cover that guy. Too quick.
High motion and showing that shiftiness on a separation out route, and just a dart, accurate dart thrown by Kyle Rowley to get Spokane the lead.
Well, what this simply means now,
number 56 and 72 are eligible.
Remember, the Shock will get the ball to open up the second half. It means that Arizona will have to come up with a defensive stop somewhere along the rest of the way, or else they're going to lose the game. And it's possible that they don't. When you get these two good offenses playing, first turnover may lose the game. Unless you miss an extra point. But there's a flag down. This may be offsetting.
We'll see if it's live ball or dead ball.
Yeah. It could result in another kick. It could result in yards tacked on after the kick. Spokane's going off the field.
Is no good. After the play was over, personal foul, 75 of the kicking team. That penalty was enforced on the first play after the kickoff.
They missed the extra point, and then there'll be yards assessed after the return. Here's Kalena Moku's route from the 5. He doesn't need much room. 13-7 in Spokane. And the winner of the Perfection Tire football giveaway, Alex Mitchell from the Spokane Valley. Alex, congratulations. Enjoy that football. I don't want to see it in the backyard. It's a collector's item, right? Signed, sealed, delivered.
I love that name. One vowel. 8 letters,
well,
one
his
vowel.
last name.
Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Mitchell. It's quite a name. How many times do you see 8 letters and 1 vowel in a name? Not very often.
You know, Mike, honestly, I'm not sure I ever thought about that until this moment.
For some reason, that just jumped out at me.
Happy birthday, by the way.
That would be tomorrow, but thank you, Greg.
It's after midnight somewhere. Happy birthday. Your VPI Home Solutions scoring summary looking just like that. So what's it feel like to be 60?
Oh, I've got to get out the cane now to get to these games.
I'm just kidding. You're 70. There's our kick. Actually, he's 50. Oh, they found the iron. Loose ball. Did Arizona get it? It was still loose. It was still loose. There's a fight. Touchback, Arizona football.
Oh, what a big hit.
That was Sanders. Terrence Sanders out of Eastern Illinois back to recover that. It's a good thing he did.
The ball hits metal. That's why it took such an awkward bounce off the net.
Oh, boy, that ball's loose right there, Mike.
Yeah, Emery Salmon's first to get there. There was a second shock. I didn't get the number.
First down.
So after that penalty, it puts the ball out to the 13-yard line.
Actually, should be the 12 and a half.
Why? I was just going to say that. Why is it at the 13? It should be the 12 and a half.
We just saw a 10-and-a-half-yard penalty enforcement game.
Do we round it up? Is that what we do? Davila to throw on first down. Near side catch, or is it? Yes, it is a catch by McKelvey. And that's a short gain. We'll call it 4. J.J. McKelvey.
So fans, to catch up on the kicking game rules. So what we saw there, in indoor football, you always have to try to return out of the end zone. If you're tackled and retain possession, the ball's on the 2.5-yard line. 10-yard tacked on should have been the 12 and a half. There's the math.
Very good, Mike. 50 and still got it. Oh, what a tackle by Brookins. Boy, that was textbook after the catch by Rod Windsor.
Really getting some pressure on Davila.
I won't give you any more grief about your birthday, all right?
My 40th?
I know your boys are going to get you anyway. Well, big third down now for Arizona. If I'm Danny White, I just say, Nick, pick it up. I mean, that's less than a yard. That's like a foot. It should be a half a yard back. He'll throw it on third down over the middle. That's complete. McKelvey with the catch, and he's ridden out of bounds at the 17-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Arizona.
And we have an injury.
We do.
That's Ben McCombs, and he's holding his knee. And this doesn't look good.
No, that's a star defensive football player there for Spokane. 4.5 sacks out of Mid-America Nazarene. 6'4", 265. Is a fan favorite in Spokane, and that does not look good right now.
McCombs, 4.5 sacks on the year. McCombs and Turner, that tandem coming off the edge, just tough, quick pass rushing.
We'll find out more when we come back. 13-7 in Spokane. And welcome back. Ben McCombs still down for Spokane, and it's some sort of a leg injury. He's standing up, but I don't think he's going to put much weight on it. That's a tough injury to see for a lot of Shock fans.
Well, you can tell by the facial reaction on Ben McCombs. I think that tells all. We probably won't be seeing Ben later in the game. But it's a good sign to see him walking off, at least putting a little bit of weight on that injured leg.
Ben's angry.
But we couldn't tell whether it was a knee, whether it was an ankle. Initially, it looked to me like he grabbed his knee, and then later on looked like they were working the ankle. Regardless, we don't know. We're not going to speculate.
Well, it doesn't look good. That's a tough dude. It doesn't look good, though.
No.
He's putting more weight on it now, but often, if it is his knee, oftentimes you see weight on knee injury. But you can tell by his reaction, it's not good. It's not a sprain. Doesn't appear to be.
No.
Of course, an MRI will be done, and they'll know more. We may not know for weeks. Spokane's got a little Bill Belichick in him.
Well,
they don't like injury news to get out.
And there's been a lot of injuries. There's been a dozen injuries.
I've never seen anything like it.
Battered this year.
Yeah.
We talked about, and the defensive line, ironically, has been healthy all season long. That's the first significant injury of the D-line.
Until now. So, Jeremy Gathers replaces Ben McCombs. Speed guy, Davila into the end zone. McKelvey, Brookins with a great play in the end zone. Well, Mervyn Brookins certainly making some plays during his first start for the Shock. And that ball got there a little late, though, Mike.
A little late, but textbook. He closes and see him reach the right arm through. He didn't go up with the left arm. He went up with the near side arm, the right arm, and just bats it away. Pretty good hops.
I'm not sure he touched it. Did he?
Yeah.
I'm not sure he touched the football, though. It looked like it went off the hands of McKelvey. He flashed in front of it. Here's Davila, screenplay. This is Booker to the fullback, to the 10, rumbles down to the 8-yard line. He's close to a first down, should be a bit short. And there's another former Shock football player.
And we've seen Booker as a tight end get in the end zone a few times over his Spokane Shock career.
Big John looks a bit heavier than he used to be.
It does look like he's beefed up for this level AFL. But look at his agility. You see the lateral move he made to get the extra yards?
That's what makes those big guys in today's football world so darn good, is that they can weigh 300 pounds and have electric feet.
They
have electric feet.
He literally shifted sideways with that frame.
3rd and short, end zone, touchdown, McKelvey. And that quiets the crowd, and with the extra point, Arizona could regain the lead.
They like McKelvey in the red zone. Again, he goes high motion. You've got that tall 6'5", 6'6" frame. McKelvey listed at 6'4". He actually plays taller than that.
Oh, these are big stud football players at receiver for Arizona. I mean, 6'2", 210 is Windsor. 6'4", 225 is McKelvey. Scotch's extra point attempt is good. And Arizona now with the lead at 14-13. Nick Davila, his second touchdown of this game. This to McKelvey, 14-13 in Eastern Washington. There's your VPI Home Solutions scoring summary. 6th place, 37 yards. McKelvey with the 8-yard touchdown catch. That drive took 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Scotcha to kick to Corey Payne, number 2. The guy's lightning in a bottle. Corey Payne, not Scotcha, the kicker. Here's Payne with the catch. He's at the goal line, trying to create some space. Needs a block to the 10, and runs out of room on the near side dasher. Nice return, Corey Payne. 1st down and 10 for the Shock.
At first, it looked like the coverage team for Arizona had Payne just totally nailed back there in the end zone. Somehow Payne able to get through, turn the corner, pick up substantial yardage.
22-yard return by Corey Payne.
Should
now
also
will line up at wide receiver.
Should also note Ben McCombs, who just went out with the injury. He is Spokane's long snapper on PATs and field goals. So we'll see who Spokane rolls out on PATs.
9 players already on the IR this year for Spokane, and yet they're in 1st place. It's an amazing ability to find players. Deep ball, Payne! Oh, no! Oh, no! Incomplete! I thought he caught it, and then he dropped it.
And he just couldn't cradle it in. He had it momentarily, and when he landed in the end zone, that ball squirted loose. Let's see if he gets the 2 feet down after the catch. Never did have it. Never did have it.
Boy, that's close, though, Mike.
Very close, but
he's got it right there. Both knees are down. That's a touchdown, Mike Peterson.
You have
both knees are down.
They've changed that rule a few years ago, both indoor and outdoor. That used to be considered, as we see this incompletion, that used to be considered a touchdown. Now, when you hit the ground, when you only have 1 foot down, you've got to come up completely clean with the catch. So he doesn't quite have possession there.
He does right here. There's right, 1 foot is down.
There's 1 foot you have
and
possession.
And now 2 knees, and then an elbow, and then the ball. What else has to be down?
You have to come up clean after that.
What else is there? His helmet?
You have to come after that. You've got 2 down. You've got to come up clean after that.
So he would have had to walk away to the bench with the football.
Yes, it cannot come out, and they changed that not too long ago.
3rd and 10.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Don't shoot the messenger.
I hear you. There's a fumble on the snap and flags everywhere.
I'm just
excited.
I don't make the rules, just explaining them, Greg.
I know. I know you do, or don't.
Offsides, 56 defense. 5-yard penalty remains. 3rd down.
Yeah, flag there on Ron Jones as Alan Harper and Adam Juratovic got tied up as well. Here's Lindsay.
Okay.
What do you know, Lindsay?
Yeah, the training staff working on Big Ben McCombs. After initial tests, they think it is a sprained knee. He is doubtful that he will return tonight, but Ben is a tough guy, so you never know with him. Greg?
Thank you, Lindsay. I don't want to speculate, but sprained knee, I don't know. He was in a lot of pain, Mike. Deep ball again. Whitaker is there. Touchdown. There's a blown coverage. And give Kyle Rowley some credit. Those active feet bought him a little extra time, and then he had that rifle arm to get it down the field.
Execution on 3 fronts. Starts with the big guys up front giving Kyle time. Kyle using his feet, buying a little time, and then Huey Whitaker beating his man. Nice accurate throw by Rowley. We have another lead change, Greg.
I'm just wondering, with 9 players on the IR this year and a team that has won 7 in a row, they're 9-2, they're leading the West Division. When are they going to get the respect that they deserve in the AFL? I realize it's Little Spokane, but come on, people. This is a good team.
Well, and if you look at the polls, coaches poll last 2 weeks, Spokane's earned the respect. Number 1 in the polls both weeks.
Begrudgingly. They didn't like having to do it, though, Mike.
It was a slow road.
Too long to get them there.
Slow road getting there.
Kyle Rowley stepping up. Big ball Whitaker. Way to go, Huey. 20-14 in Spokane.
Emerald City Smoothie, the supplement provider of the Spokane shop. Turn to back of your program for location for Nicholas and Fields. Good down front of Juice. In front of Fields. Square. It is Juice the Strawberry. Emerald City Smoothie, the exclusive supplement provider of the Spokane shop, located in Liberty Lake and North Spokane. Emerald City Smoothie. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we'd like to let you know that you get your tickets renewed for the playoffs right now. We understand the host playoff game can possibly the Arena Bowl. Get the guest services tonight. Renew your tickets for the playoffs. Go see the Dominator right inside the main entrance of the Arena Guest Services, and he'll take care of you and your seats for the best in arena football. Taylor Road will be kicking off at a shot that keeps the return for the Rattlers.
And welcome back. There's the AFL Coaches Poll. Spokane, the #1 ranked team at 9-2. Tampa Bay beat Chicago tonight. So Tampa Bay will get to 9-3. Chicago will fall to 9-4. And Mike, they are #1, but I think that they were a week or two too late in getting there.
Like I said, it was a slow climb, but let's talk about Arizona and lack of respect. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, line drive kick. Here's Sanders on a return, trying to buy some time and some room, and he's out to about the 13-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Lindsay, you got more.
That's right, Greg. You know, there's a little dispute about who should be 2, 3, and 4 in this week's poll, but no dispute for the second week in a row that Spokane is #1. Although they're #1, they are not comfortable. Coach Keefe told his team, we don't have a ring yet, there's no trophy. They are still fighting to keep that #1 spot. Greg?
Thank you, Lindsay. And you know, the perception, I think, anywhere in professional sports is that you want your major markets being your best team. And I think that's part of the problem in the AFL, part of the growing pains. Maybe somebody somewhere doesn't want Spokane to be #1 because you got Chicago and Phoenix and Tampa and Milwaukee, these big cities. And there's a fumble on the snap, huh?
And then let's look at Arizona. #2 last week. They go on the road and beat Jacksonville, one of the top teams, and they drop all the way to 4.
Yeah, who can explain that?
Now, to me, that's less respect than Spokane's long climb to the #1 spot.
And Danny White really upset right now talking to the officials. Well, he's more than talking, frankly. He's plumb ticked off. Kyle Young with that recovery, another former Shock football player.
I don't understand this because the ball never got to the quarterback, so you've either got Spokane offsides or an illegal snap. I don't understand that play holding up.
2nd down and 12. Here's Windsor with a catch. And he's out across the 20-yard line. And Travis Williams on the stop. It'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 3.
But let's not take anything away from these two teams battling. Already we've had 5 scores that have seen 1 tie and 4 lead changes.
And the last time Arizona lost a football game 6 weeks ago to Spokane.
That was.
Since then, neither has lost. Spokane 7 in a row, Arizona 6 in a row. 3rd down and 3. Davila near side. Windsor with a catch. He won't get to midfield, but he will get a 1st down. Forward progress should get him enough.
Windsor has been relatively quiet so far this game. Again, this is the receiver that leads the entire AFL in receptions and receiving yards. He's been pretty quiet in the first half.
Well, he's got 7 catches. Came in with 138 receptions. He's got 7, Mike.
But
not in the end zone. I get what you're pointing.
But when I say quiet, for him, you usually see big yards and you see a lot of scores.
Yeah, and Arizona 5 of 5 now on 3rd down.
Nick Kelvy's the one getting the big yards and getting the scores.
Davila over the middle, lobbed one. And a nice catch down there by Travis Harvey, or Trandon Harvey. And he's down near the 10-yard line. Davila with some time and then just kind of threw a knuckleball. What was that? You were so used to lefties just throwing perfect spirals. You remember Kenny Stabler? That's back in your era.
Those beautiful spirals.
Oh, wow.
lefties just tend to have that beautiful release, but
really
that one was
do.
kind of a quacker.
And Nick throws a beautiful football, too. Here's the big fella. Will it get in? Touchdown, number 1, Rod Windsor. There's his first score. Mike spoke too early.
You may slow him down, but you are not going to contain that guy. And it's only a matter of time before he comes up with a big play. And by the way,
Isn't that the saying? You're not going to stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
That's about what you can do with Rod Windsor. And Davila. Now we saw that nice little beautiful throw off the left hand.
Hey, Nick was a great football player here in Spokane for a couple of years. He was a pleasure to watch. Just great touch on the ball, and I thought he threw a great deep ball. I don't know if he's got as much time on this level to throw those deep balls. Here's Scotcha with the extra point attempt up and good. It is 21-20 Arizona with 1:55 to play first half. Well, this is certainly one of the toughest places to play in the AFL, and Rod Windsor, this is a guy who's been around a little bit in his days in playing in hostile environments, and he thinks he's got the perfect strategy. He knows how to deal with this crowd in Spokane.
Oh, yes, he does. And the way this is positioned here is with the goal. You got the goal line bandits down in that corner.
I'm good at tuning people out. You know, just like from my girlfriend to my mom or son, you know, they come nagging or anything. You know, I just tune them out. So I got a hand at kind of getting used to it. So, I mean, it's no big deal.
And you know, he is a guy. All of these guys now, I mean, they've been around long enough. Like, I think they can almost use this crowd to their advantage at this point. I mean, it's not every day you get to play a game in front of 10,000 people, and when they get excited, it helps raise your adrenaline and get your motivation going.
No, this is an exciting venue for these players to come in. You're talking sellout crowd. Okay, here a sellout is just shy of 11,000, but a sellout is a sellout. It's loud. The fans are fanatical, a lot of passion. It's a great place to play football.
Here's Scotch's kick. This is a high kick. Payne again with another return. It's got some blockers. Oh, curled up and dropped at the 8-yard line. Tackled there by number 5, J.J. McKelvey. So that young man everywhere on the field for Arizona here in the first half. 1:46 to play. There's Danny White and Rod Windsor talking things over. Actually, they look like they're thinking things over. Now they're talking.
Two very, intellectual guys.
Sure.
As they're trying to dissect and figure out the Spokane defense, which they have for the most part, other than that one fumble.
Huey Whitaker in motion. Kalena Moku with the catch. And that's a short gain of about 4 yards. Tackled by Brandon Freeman, number 8, 6'2", 205 out of Massachusetts.
Now if you're Spokane, this is all about clock management as we wind down to 1 minute here in the first half. You want to score, but not give Arizona time to go on offense and answer.
1 minute warning. The final minute of the first half in Spokane. When we come back, Arizona up by a point. And welcome back. Here's what's coming up at the half. We've got a piece on H2O recovery. A lot of injured players around Shockville, spending a lot of time in the pool these days. We'll also have a live SWX weather update, and of course stats and highlights coming your way during halftime. But we've got a minute to play, and if you're a fan of the arena game, then you understand a minute is an eternity. We could have 3 or 4 touchdowns scored yet. Rowley hit as he threw it. So the ball doesn't quite get to Emery Salmons. Incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, we had that feature on Windsor, and he is a great one, but relatively quiet. 8 catches, 63 yards. That's only 8 yards per catch. He's normally about 12, 13 yards per catch. So he's going to get his catches. We just haven't seen the big play yet.
I mean, but if we project that out, that's 16 yards or 16 catches and 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's a pretty good game.
That's a nice night. That'll keep you
nice.
Keep you atop the leaderboard.
Great. Raleigh to throw. Deep ball. Salmons got it. Down at the 5. What a catch, Emery Salmons. They spotted at the 4. That's a 32-yard completion.
Perfect execution, quarterback, wide receiver. That is indefensible.
There's your Spokane boys instant replay. What a throw by Rowley. What a catch by Salmons. Oh, that's a thing of beauty, Mike. That's a thing of beauty. I love to watch these guys make plays.
So just keep in line with that. That's a pretty nice catch. So sometimes the understatement is the best statement.
I don't understand. Oh, I see. Okay, I got it. It's the way you say it,
yes.
Right? Yes, okay.
There you go, Greg.
I got it. See, you're 50 now. So you're a bit more experienced and there's more wisdom in what it takes me a little time to catch up.
Oh, okay.
Being 28. Oh, Mike. Well, you don't look a day over 49.
Thank you, Greg.
Right? Those of you who know Mike Peterson, he keeps pretty good shape, keeps care of himself. 45 seconds to play first half. Salmons in motion. The reverse. Nowhere to go. Riley Swanson there defensively, and there's a flag. A late flag. Guerrero got there late. Is this going to move it closer to the goal line?
And we'll have a replay of first down. Smart running by Spokane to realize can't get in the end zone, fall to the ground.
Personal foul, late hit, number 6, defense. Half a distance to the goal, automatic first down.
And then potentially force Arizona to call a timeout.
Yeah, number 6 is James Todd, another former Shock player. And Arizona also called a timeout.
30-second timeout.
So that'll put the ball inside the 2-yard line with 38 seconds to play and make it 1st and goal. Well, Mike, I tell you what, we've got some time to go here, but if you project this out, we're going to have a game in the 40s.
It's been low scoring. It's been long drives. Both teams have been, for the most part, bend don't break on the defense. With a couple exceptions, we've seen one home run ball. The rest are really short and intermediate routes.
We've had 1 turnover by Arizona and 1 missed PAT by Spokane, and that's the differential in the score at 21-20.
But just 1 stop in the game. So when you see 3 touchdowns scored and 1 stop, we're talking long drives.
Yeah, the shortest drive right there, 2 minutes and 32 seconds.
And the 1 stop that turned into a turnover was an inch or maybe not from the end zone.
Raleigh kept it. Did he get in?
He looks short.
He is short. And he looks slow to get up. It'll be 2nd down, but that's a good play for Spokane. It keeps the clock moving. But now Spokane's got to make a decision. Arizona's happy to keep it going. Now Spokane's got to call timeout. They're going to want more than 1 crack at this, right, Mike?
Yes. okay. They'll have 2 plays.
They will with 9.1 to play. I tell you, things are getting testy now in the trenches between these two teams. I don't know if you noticed it, but Ron Jones was on Spokane's side of the football there for a long time and was gone. This is going to be a really interesting second half. We've had the big injury to Ben McCombs, and we also had that vicious hit on Kyle Rowley. So these two teams not liking one another, and they shouldn't. They're the 2 best teams right now in the West Division.
And it is no question, a rivalry game. Both coaches at the end of last game were yelling at each other. There's just not a lot of love lost on this, and it's the second time through, so these teams know each other. The grudges carry over.
Will Harrell get his second touchdown here? Here's the opportunity as he walks in. Touchdown with 6.1 to play. Clay Harrell with his second rushing touchdown of this half. And Spokane back out in front by 5 at 26-21.
Nice play call by offensive coordinator Matt Sock. You could see the Arizona defense bunched in there, going to keep Kyle Rowley from a quarterback sneak. They tossed outside, and there was plenty of daylight for Harrell.
And now Rowan on to attempt the extra point to make it 27-21. And Arizona will have an opportunity to stick it in the end zone before we go to half. Oh, tough snap. Raleigh got it down somehow, and Rowan banged it through. What a play by Kyle Rowley, the quarterback. Did you see that? That snap was completely behind him.
That was great hands. Again,
who was snapping it, though, because Ben McCombs generally does that. We didn't notice.
I couldn't tell. I was trying to see who the snapper was, and I could not see within that wall of humanity in there who the snapper was.
There's Clay Harrell getting it in from a yard out or so. 9 yards out the last time. And Kalena Moku with the head, with the shoulder bump to the head.
Six lead changes and 1 tie.
Yeah, it looks like no, that's McMacken. McMacken, the center, just staying in there for the long snap.
There we are.
Yeah.
Could see it from that angle.
So we know what he'll be doing at halftime. He'll be out in the runway there practicing.
Practicing his snaps.
Yeah. Well, 6.1 to play. Spokane's going to try to kick it deep. What do you do here, Mike? You squib it? What do you do? What's a good strategy?
I think you kick it deep, you stay aggressive, and trust your kick return coverage.
There's the squib up front. Picked up by Sanders down to the 20-yard line with 1.7 to play, and that's going to give an opportunity to throw to the end zone. And if you're wondering, Arizona's still with 1 timeout. Of course, they're not going to need it, not going to have time to use it.
This will be a 1 play.
Yeah, they're going to take a timeout right here. Talk it over.
And Scotch is coming out. He's on the field, so we're going to see a field goal.
If you're going to squib it, though, you got to miss the up guy, right?
You do, and that's the risk of squibbing it, is someone jumping on the ball and you give up field position.
So the ball's sitting at the 20-yard line of Spokane, and that's a completable pass, obviously, into the end zone, which would give Arizona the lead going in.
This would be the equivalent of a 40-yard field goal.
And now remember, a ball off the dasher board or off those nets is live. Oh, they're just going to kick a field goal, Mike.
Yes.
Scotch is on now to try to make this a 3-point game.
He's going to drop kick it.
No,
it's worth 4. Oh, no, he's not. Okay, he's not 50. Wow. He looked like an up back.
There's the kick. On its way, no good. It's a live ball. Corey Payne with it. Trying to find some room. Now he reverses his field. He'll be tackled. Fumbled the football, but the first half is over. So they missed the field goal. It's 27-21. It'll be shock football to open the second half.
The way they set, usually the holder has a knee and points to the spot. He stood up like he was going to be an up back. In the indoor game, if you drop kick, it's worth an extra point. So at first I thought he was going to drop kick. Then Ferris, the holder, dropped to a knee, and we saw the missed field goal. Interesting.
Well, great first half, if you ask. You take the turnover off the board and take the missed PAT, we had pretty much a perfect first half of football. Let's go down to the field. Lindsey Joy with Rob Keefe.
Coach, with two such skilled offenses, defense becomes that much more important. How much do you feel the loss of Ben McCombs?
We feel the loss of Ben McCombs. We feel the loss of Raul Vigil. But it's something we've been dealing with all year. Those are great people, but we got to move on, and that's arena football. And, if we're 9-2 going for 10-2, we got guys to step up, and that's why we're in first right now.
We've seen your receivers step up. Are they meeting your expectations in terms of filling that void that Raul leaves?
Well, hell yeah. These guys, they work hard. They deserve a shot to be up right now and to get the ball back at the half, exceeding expectations. But, not out of the woods yet. And these guys got to keep working and know it's a 60-minute game, not a 30-minute game.
Good luck in the second half. Greg.
Thank you, Lindsey. Thank you, Coach Keefe. Well, what an entertaining first half it's been. Spokane leads at 27-21. The two best teams right now possibly in the AFL. One a winner of 7 in a row, one a winner of 6 in a row, and right now we've got a 6-point differential at the half. Spokane won the first meeting between the two. Who's going to win meeting number 2? We've got a half to decide it. Come on back to Spokane.
VPI introduces anti-pollen window screens. Allergy season is here, but our exclusive Pollentech window screens filter out 90 to 100% of airborne pollens year-round. They're captured in the unique construction of the screen. Imagine having your windows open on a spring day. Call VPI Home Solutions now for more information and a free estimate. 892-6460 or go online at vpihomesolutions.com. Homeowners face tough choices when looking to invest in new windows this year. VPI Home Solutions can prove 6 important facts that no other window or company can match. Be careful how you choose your new windows this year. Don't settle for less. Get the best. VPI. We offer free estimates and information. Call 892-6460 or go online at vpihomesolutions.com. VPI Windows. Custom fit for life.
Welcome back to Spokane, where the Shock lead 27-21. Arena football is lightning quick and hard-hitting, and dealing with injuries is simply part of the game. But for many Shock players coming back strong, the secret might just be found in the water.
The twists, the turns, the tackles. When you play arena football, your body is bound to get banged up.
A lot of the players, being on the field all the time tends to pound on their body and tends to break down the body a little bit when you're on the field constantly.
So when a Shock player ends up on injured reserve, the next stop is oftentimes the swimming pool.
Cross over.
It may look easy, but this low-impact pool workout is not for the faint of heart.
The water gives you a lot of resistance, and when you have a lot of bigger guys, they tend to tread a lot more water, so it's a good workout. And for a lot of the guys who have specific injury issues, you can definitely get a lot of good rehab that way using the water.
They get your heart rate up, It's a couple of exercises will, get you over the edge. And this also helps your breathing. And for me, it's helping me as in for rehab, and it's also helping my conditioning.
In the pool, I'm able to, go hard and still, get work done. It also helps me get faster, too, though.
And Shock players bring a sense of fun and competition into the pool.
It's pretty much fun when you get in the pool. You think about when you're a kid going swimming, so it is a little fun to it.
Pressure again.
You know, we're competitive in everything. That's how you have to be. You know, so competitive in the pool, competitive on the field, competitive everywhere. You know, that's just the life of being a football player.
Now, since we shot this story, Jeremy Geathers is off the injured reserve and back on the field. But the workout isn't just for injured players. Other players use it to recover more quickly after games. We'll be back with stats and highlights after the break.
Yeah, in fact, tomorrow is the big fireworks show on the lake. Got you, John. Do you hear me good?
And welcome back. We're at the half in Spokane. The Shock leading the Arizona Rattlers 27-21. The Spokane Shock dance team on the field right now. Greg Heister, Mike Peterson, and Lindsey Joy. We've had a very entertaining first half to this point. And Mike, really the difference in the game is, I don't know, is it a questionable turnover or is it not? What did we decide during those replays?
That it's inconclusive, because what we do know is the receiver rolled on the defensive back. If you're an Arizona fan, you're seeing touchdown. If you're a Spokane fan, you're saying fumble.
Well, that makes it questionable, right?
Here in the broadcast booth, that is flip a coin. That can go either way.
It ended up to be Spokane football. They turned it into a touchdown as Sean Kalanamoku with the touchdown catch. They missed the PAT on that drive, which is the difference in the game right now. So if you're able to wipe that away, it would be a tied game at 21. Needless to say, Spokane leads it now by 6. They'll have the football to open up the second half.
Offensively, the quarterbacks have been marvelous. Davila for Arizona, Rowley for Spokane. Flawless, near flawless in the first half. The only miscue is the fumble, and as you say, that missed PAT.
And we're going to take a look right now at a quarterback comparison. These two players, of course, Nick Davila, a former Shock player, 156 yards, 3 touchdowns. And there's Kyle Rowley. He had 2 touchdowns, but they got 2 rushing touchdowns from their fullback, Clay Harrell, as well.
And there you see, very efficient. They're doing a great job getting their teams down the field in scoring position. And both of them are doing it by milking the clock.
Now, you think they've done a heck of a job on Rod Windsor. Even though he's got 8 catches, you think they've done a great job because they haven't given up the big play to him.
Well, exactly, because Windsor averages 12, 13 yards a catch. He's known for big plays, and he's great at yards after catch. Spokane is containing him. Other than the touchdown we saw, look at the tackling you're seeing on Windsor.
Yeah, 8 catches, 63 yards, and that 1 touchdown. He's as good as there is in AFL, 138 receptions coming into the game, which is a franchise record already for the Arizona Rattlers. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lot more coming your way at the half. Come on back. Spokane leading it by 6. We'll be right back.
result in tackling.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are the 15, 10, and 12 numbers. Now, we please welcome the Spokane Track Field 18, 13 to 17-year-olds. Here they are, the Team Spokane Shock Junior Dance Team members. Ladies and gentlemen, those were our 13 to 17-year-old members. Thank you.
And welcome back. And Mike, I'm sitting here wondering, what in the world are those? What is on their heads?
That I really can't tell. They almost look like ponytails that are sticking up in the air. I'm not sure.
They kind of look like they're trying to be Raggedy Ann.
Or Whoville characters out of Dr. Seuss.
I'm trying to think of what possible connection there could be to arena football and those crazy things in their head.
It escapes me, but they're made up nicely. They got the orange colors going.
Yeah.
They're fanatical.
So what is the key here in the second half? Obviously, Spokane gets the football to start. If they're able to score, they're up by 2 scores. That's huge.
It's really going to come down to who makes fewest mistakes. With two teams this strong, keep in mind, Spokane is 7 wins, no losses when they win the turnover battle, and they're up 1-0 right now.
And Kyle Rowley has thrown some interceptions this year, not many, just 9 on the entire season. He's got to protect the football. He's got to make every throw count. This Arizona team came here hungry for a win.
Yes, and on the flip side, Nick Davila early, typically when you get pressure on the quarterback, that's when you have mistakes. With Ben McCombs, one of the leading sack rushers, out of the game, let's see if that gives Davila more time to go deep so Windsor can get more big plays.
Let's go down to the field. Lindsey Joy now.
Coach, in a game that's been so close, they get the ball right now. How important is it to get a stop early in the third quarter?
Well, they're up in possession. I mean, we're going to have to come out and get a stop. We got to raise our intensity. That turnover hurt us, early in the first quarter, and then we haven't got a defensive stop. So we need to pick up our intensity level.
You mentioned the intensity. Are you happy with the emotional nature of the game so far?
We made a couple of boneheaded plays right there at the end of the half. We were trying to let them score, or either use our timeouts to get a quick stop and get the ball back. But because of the penalty, they were able to run the clock down and score.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Guys.
Thank you, Lindsey. Thank you, Coach. Here's Rob Keefe getting an explanation, possibly on one of the calls made in that first half. Well, we saw some big hits. Of course, that hit that Kyle Rowley took from Antosh Hawthorne certainly comes to mind. That was as vicious as you'll see.
It was, and Greg, as you talked about, a hit like that in the NFL, you're going to get fined pretty big on that one.
Yep, you're going to get the 15-yard penalty, and then the commissioner's going to make a call on Monday. Let's take a look at the halftime stats. Brought to you by Transworks. And oftentimes, Mike, as we see in this indoor game, I mean, you can go right down to one line. Any game of football, that turnover margin.
That's the only thing that jumps out at us. And again, Spokane is going to get the ball in the second half. So with Arizona receiving first, Spokane could actually come out and score and have a 2-touchdown lead. That turnover was costly.
Yeah, Spokane will be receiving first. So if they score, they're up by 2 scores, right?
Yes.
Did I just repeat what you said?
Perhaps. And if I didn't say it, I meant to say Spokane is receiving to open the second half.
Oh, yeah. I guess everybody's got the crazy locks. That guy's even got some horns to go along with the hair. He's excited.
There's
a lot to be excited about.
There's even a fanatical Rattler fan down here just below us, Peanut.
Yeah, Peanut on the back of his shirt. And you got a text from him. You say he's traveled to every one of the home games. What'd the text say?
There's Peanut.
There's Peanut right there in the black hat.
Yes, he does. He travels since 1993. He's been a fan of AFL. He travels to all the away games. So I asked him, I said, fans, I go, what do you hear about Spokane? He says, oh, I hear they're crazy here. I go, rate the best fans. He says, so far this year, he says, Iowa has the best fans, Chicago a close second. I said, text me at halftime and tell me what you think. He texts me and he says, best fans, most fanatical. I don't even have to say more. In Peanut's opinion, Spokane fans, you are the best in AFL. On top of that, he said, San Jose, best all-time fans. He says, it's even better here than San Jose.
So Peanut travels to all the games, huh?
Yes, he does.
He's a big fan of the I mean, not the Arizona Cardinals, the Arizona Rattlers.
Arizona Rattlers. And just a gentleman, just a really pleasant guy.
I wonder if he knows we're talking about him right now.
I'm not sure. I think he's just cheering on his team. We're ready to kick off here, Greg.
We are. Scotch to kick. Back to receive, number 2, Corey Payne. Deep kick. Spokane had everybody up. And now Payne with it. Return is set up, sort of. Payne out across the 5. May have got it near the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Spokane. This is a big drive for the Shock offense. Yet to be stopped. Arizona needs to come up with their first stop right here. If they're able to come up with a stop, they shift the balance of this game back to themselves. If they can't come up with a stop, Spokane's in control. 2-score lead as we start the second half.
Yes, and so we'll have to start seeing how this plays out. But if Arizona, as they have thus far, if that defense is unable to stop Spokane, you're going to have to look at special teams, onside kicks, some way to get a stop.
And that last kickoff brought to you by VPI Home Solutions, home improvement, custom fit for life. Rowley on first down, got it to Salmons. Right over the linebacker, Kelvin Morris, and dropped it into Salmons. Great throw by Rowley.
That is a beautiful throw, and Spokane fans are going to remember number 4, Kelvin Morris. Kelvin has 3 interceptions the last 4 games. He's long, and look at how Rowley just drops it over the top of those outstretched fingers.
That's a 14-yard gain. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Spokane, just across the 20-yard line.
Kelvin Morris, one of the best jack linebackers in this league.
And a former Shock player. Kalena-Moku in motion. Rowley with time. Boy, he had thrown that long before Kalena-Moku got out of his turn there on the route.
Very good coverage by middle cover guy Brandon Freeman for Arizona.
And so it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Boy, when you complete those passes, when you're able to throw it before they break and they complete it, I think it's the most beautiful thing in this game. When it doesn't work, it's the ugliest thing.
You're right.
2nd and 10. Here's Whitaker with the catch. And gain of 6, maybe 7.
Kind of like onside kicks. Successful ones, you go, oh, that's great. That was a thing of beauty. Unsuccessful, you go, what were they thinking?
Whitaker now with 104 catches on this season. And now 24 touchdowns.
Those numbers were coming into this game.
That you saw graphically, not the ones I just said.
Absolutely. The graphics.
So Whitaker comes out, split to the near side. Kalena-Moku will be in motion with Salmons on the far side on 3rd down and 3 for Spokane. Rowley steps up, now throws back across the field, almost intercepted. That's a dangerous pass. Wow, is that a tough one to throw. Tried to get it to Salmons. And that could have been a pick 6 easily.
That was as close to a mistake. There's been 2. First pass of the game, Kyle Rowley throws into double, triple team coverage trying to catch Huey Whitaker, and on that play there. Was talking with, well, here we go.
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
I mean, that was was close. Who was that? Terrence Sanders who had the beat on it?
There is a Rattler on the back end of that. That's a pick six.
Yeah, this is a 4th down play, and now we've got flags down as Whitaker was headed to the end zone on a route.
Juratovic jumped, number 94.
He was pointing towards Arizona, though.
77 defense.
And this is the 1st down.
So that is why he jumped.
5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
Oh, major penalty.
Well, Arizona finally gets Spokane into a 4th down situation, and then they jump.
And there you go. You see the interior lineman, the nose guard for Arizona, simulate a rush. He didn't get in. He didn't cross the plane, get in the line of scrimmage, but it was enough to get the shock offensive lineman to jump.
Taj Hawthorne certainly got in the neutral zone there. Didn't touch anybody, but it was certainly across the line. And Whitaker in motion now on 1st down and 10. Rowley again steps up and now has a big hole. A lot of room to go down inside the 5, down to the 4. His helmet is off again. They got to get a better chin strap on there for Kyle Rowley because his helmet comes off too much.
Well, after that helmet-to-helmet blow earlier, I think it loosened up his head and that entire helmet. But great vision by Kyle Rowley to see no one's open. The parting of the seas, and look at all that green.
The chin strap, I don't know if we can go back to that. The chin strap isn't buckled. That's why it's coming off.
Good pickup, Greg.
It's not even buckled. I thought that was a rule. You had to buckle it. It's still not buckled, is it?
I'm looking.
No, one of the 2 snaps is buckled.
Yeah. Yeah, the top one's buckled, the bottom one isn't.
Yeah, timeout Spokane. Clock was winding down, the play clock. So they're forced to call a timeout on a 1st down and goal situation from inside the 5. And we'll take a timeout as well. 10:44 to play, 3rd quarter. Spokane leading it and driving. (27-21) the score in Spokane. The Shock winners of 7 in a row, Arizona winners of 6 in a row. It is 1st and goal, Spokane, inside the 5. There's quarterback Kyle Rowley. Salmon's in motion, Rowley to throw. Backs up, throws end zone. Is that touchdown? No, incomplete pass. Intended for Salmons, but he couldn't reel it in. Swanson on the coverage.
If Spokane, and that's an if, but if Spokane scores on this drive, here, let's take a look at the replay first, Greg.
Boy, Salmons had a chance at it.
That's where receiver, ball, dasher board all converge at the same point. But back to my point, if Spokane is able to score, how costly is that offsides penalty on 4th down?
Yeah, if you assume they weren't going to pick it up, it's very costly. Here's Whitaker in motion. Ball intended for Whitaker. Should be a flag. He was cut off from his route.
He was cut off by the referee.
By the official.
He ran into the umpire.
I told you, he was cut off. 3rd down and goal.
Yeah, umpire Roger Stewart right in the middle of that play.
Boy, you're right, Mike. Ran right into the official. Well, they're lucky that didn't result into a turnover.
Or if the official wasn't there, a touchdown for Spokane because the back part of that end zone was open.
But the defenders were not shut off by the official. And now a flag down. as the play clock expired.
Shock fans, it's time for us to step up to the line of scrimmage and help the Spokane try to win the line.
Well, in that last play, well, we'll listen to Shane Anderson.
Timeout.
No, they got the timeout in.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
So that's the first timeout. And that's an upset offensive coordinator. Well, are you the Spokane Shock's #1 fan? Show us your Shock pride in the Monster Energy 9th Man #1 fan photo upload contest and be eligible to win a pair of tickets to a Shock home game this season. Go to swxrightnow.com/shock and click on 9th Man #1 Shock fan to upload your family-friendly fan photo. And good luck. Hope you win.
Great job with that tongue twister. You amaze me every time you rattle that off, Greg.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, getting back to the
Do you
play
owe me
where
money or something?
It just amazes me. That's just very impressive.
Well, you're easily amazed then. Now, I want to point one thing out. That football is not where it was a moment ago. That football is out closer to the 5. A minute ago, it was closer to the 4. Here's Rowley. Ball was tipped. Incomplete pass. Going towards Huey Whitaker, and he's upset with one of the fans who may have put his hands out there.
With the ball being tipped, it created enough time that turned probably a certain touchdown into an incomplete pass. You can see that tip, that ball goes airborne.
Yeah, now they're going to kick a field goal, Mike. That was a big miss on 3rd down.
Well, it's a good strategy call by Spokane. Taylor Rowan, one of the best in the business. You turn this into a 2-possession game by making a field goal here. Some people say conservative call. I say smart call because you're looking at number of possessions.
Low snap, kick on its way, and it's good by Taylor Rowan. 30-21, Spokane.
Rowan is now 5 for 5, perfect 5 for 5 on field goals this year. Guy's a heck of a kicker.
Certainly is. 8:28 to play, 3rd quarter. Spokane doesn't get in the end zone. They get the field goal. Come on back. Shock on SWX, sponsored in part by Shakey's Pizza Parlor. 8:28 to play, 3rd quarter. Spokane leading Arizona 30-21 off that field goal by Taylor Rowan. And now it'll be Arizona's first attempt on offense in the second half. Trandon Harvey, number 23, 5'10", 197 out of Washington State, back to receive the kick from Taylor Rowan. Well, Arizona, they didn't give up the touchdown. That's a huge thumbs up for their defense to hold them to a field goal.
That is almost as good as a stop.
Here's Rowan's kick. One of the biggest legs I've seen in this league. High off the screen. And what coverage. Marsh is there along with Alex Teams. It'll be first down and 10 from the 7 for Arizona.
That's the old high-low tackle on that one, Greg.
Here's your VPI Home Solutions scoring summary. 6 plays, 39 yards. Taylor Rowan with a 20-yard field goal. 6:32 that drive took. So again, another elongated drive in this game. And it's going to result in a lower scoring game in the arena game with the two best offenses in the league.
Yes, the offenses have yet to really be stopped by the defenses with that one exception.
J.J. McKelvey in motion. They dump it off to the guard. And that's a run out there by Devin Clark, number 63. But there's a flag down in the backfield. And this is going to be against Spokane. Now Davila and Jerry Turner butt heads.
Well, this flag is going to be on Spokane. Oh,
there's a late flag.
These will offset.
And this could be against Arizona. And it's Devin Clark, I think, number 63, the guy who caught the football, who came back late.
So we're going to have Turner late hit on the quarterback. Good call. They had Davila and Nebraska continued to drive him to the turf. And then, of course,
now Kevin Guy is out yelling at Devin Clark, the head coach.
Devin Clark takes exception. These are just going to offset. And they're both dead ball, so the result of the play will stand.
Rob Keefe very interested. He's out near the 5-yard line for Spokane. Danny White and Kevin Guy both on the field for Arizona. The officials still talking it over.
And Jerry Turner and Nick Davila in a heated exchange right now.
Richard Cleavert, number 77, also involved. A lot of jawing going on now between these two teams. Funny thing is, I can't see a player on this field right now for Spokane that played with Nick Davila. There isn't a player on this defense that did. Here's our call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, 56 defense. That penalty will be enforced from the end of the run, 10 yards. There are 2 dead ball fouls. Personal foul, 56 defense. Dead ball, personal foul, 63 offense. Those penalties will offset. The result of the play is a first down.
I understand the call. They just ran out of flags. So here you go. They continue to drive to the ground. There's the penalty we saw assessed. Then Jerry Turner comes back later, headbutts Nick Davila, and that's when Devin Clark took exception and pushed Jerry Turner back. There's the headbutt. There's the flag. And then Devin Clark with the
flag. The headbutt didn't draw the flag. It was the late hit.
Well, but there were 3 flags.
The other flags come right here. There's the 2 flags come because Clark came to his quarterback's rescue. 1st and 10 ball out near midfield. There's Davila to throw. Dumps it off near side. Catch is made. Tackle is made at the 18-yard line as Stranded Harvey is ahead for a first down. Well, not quite a first down for Arizona.
I didn't catch a number for Spokane for the second dead ball penalty, so all I could, my vantage point,
Turner.
It was Turner. Then it was Turner with the headbutt. The headbutt or verbal. There was a lot of exchanges going on. A lot of opportunities for flags.
2nd down and 2. Windsor was in motion. They go deep to Windsor. There should be a flag. He was held. He was held at that giant S in the end zone. I could see it from my vantage point. His arm was held back, Mike.
It was.
They missed that one.
Wrapped around so he could only go up with one arm rather than both.
Let's see. We'll see it right here. Yeah, Brookins is all over him. And then he held down his left arm.
Clearly. The hip, right hip, and the right arm got, and left arm was pinned.
Wow.
Pinned the left
down
arm.
And 2. Harvey in motion for Arizona. Davila with time, dumps it off. Incomplete. Off the hands of J.J. McKelvey. That would have been enough for a first. It sets up 4th and 2. And another opportunity for a defensive stop for Spokane.
And that was just simply a drop by McKelvey. That's his 2nd drop of the game. You see Davila throwing McKelvey away from the defensive pressure. That's a great throw. McKelvey just didn't concentrate and hold on.
McKelvey has 4 catches for 45 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Well, this fanatical crowd that Peanut talked about is as fanatical and loud as they've been all game.
Big play. Biggest play of the game to this point. Davila went to the big fella. He's ahead for a first down. Rod Windsor. When in doubt, throw it to number 1. Look at the eyes on Windsor. He wanted the ball.
Windsor is an impressive athlete and receiver. You get the ball close to him, it's as good as a catch.
Here's Davila on 1st and 10. Near side to Harvey. A little juke inside the 10. Down to about the 7, maybe 8 yard line. They'll get him to the 7. 5:10 to play, third quarter. We've had a lot of long sustained drives, but we have not seen many 4th downs in this game.
No, we have not. Now, Arizona in the red zone, they like the 3-step drop with these crossing and scissor routes over the middle.
Davila, end zone corner, McKelvey, incomplete pass, Brookins on the coverage. McKelvey went high but couldn't reel it in. So 2nd down and 2 from the 7.
McKelvey, Arizona's tallest receiver. Davila choosing the read to go high to McKelvey. Just ran out of room.
Davila played his college football at the University of Cincinnati. Played 2 years in the AF2. Now the AFL.
Last year led Spokane to an Arena Cup championship and a trophy.
Ball into the end zone. Windsor, did he catch it? No, but a flag is down at the goal line.
And that's a good call. He's getting bumped the entire way.
And Windsor's slow to get up, but he's fine.
Yeah, Mervyn Brookins all over him. The officials didn't miss that PI. All over that one.
Number 1 defense. Half a digit to the goal. Automatic first down.
Ball is on Alex Teams, who is really arguing. I'm not even sure he was in the coverage right there.
It's actually Brookins, number 13, on the coverage. That's 13.
Brookins. They just missed the number. They had to have.
But Brookins gave him a good 2-3 bumps all the way down the field.
McKelvey in motion. Williams up on the line with a bump. Davila, end zone, Windsor, touchdown. Flag down on the other side, though. So it's a touchdown for a moment.
And most likely where that flag came from, you're going to have a hold on Spokane in the end zone. Of course, Arizona declines. This TD will hold up. You just can't keep Windsor down, can you?
Pass interference, number 5, offense.
Wow!
Penalty, replay, first down.
That shocked 10,000 people, and Danny White now really wants to talk this over. They had already moved the chains.
Arizona likes those scissor routes, so evidently something happened in the middle where there was an illegal pick. Okay, here we go, Greg.
Travis Williams is run over there by McKelvey, but geez, Williams kind of grabbed him on the way down. You could see just as he was leaving our image, Williams was kind of dragging on McKelvey.
I look at that and I go, no harm, no foul. Both players just kind of scrumming. There was contact by McKelvey on the Spokane defender.
Let's take another look. You can see Travis Williams on the goal line right there. McKelvey, number 5. Williams just fell down and then was trying to drag McKelvey down.
Both players kind of grappling, and that activity in the middle of the field had nothing to do with the catch on the outside of the field.
Well, the ball is out at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, that's a major. That's a 10-yarder.
And it's first down for Arizona. 3:28 to play third quarter.
And we talk
Davila and his offensive coordinator talking it over.
And we talk about these time-consuming drives. Rattlers have already used 5 minutes on this drive. We've only had 2 possessions. We're almost at the end of the third quarter.
defense will still be on the field. Shotguns, we need to.
Well, that's certainly a call that went the way of Spokane. Not that the fans in this arena are upset by it.
Now, if it was one receiver picking another, I understand it. But in that one, that contact had no consequence whatsoever on the play.
At the worst, it should have been a no call.
I agree.
Davila, quick toss. There's Windsor. He's at the 10. Little stutter step down to the 5. Robbins has him. Look at number 1, Windsor, battling his way towards the end zone.
And he's still on his feet.
Finally, it's just whistles. They got tired of the scrum and they blew the whistle. Windsor never touched the turf, except with the bottom of his feet.
Finally, about 5 yards later in that scrum, forward progress stopped, so the play was blown dead. Windsor never did hit the ground, at least from our vantage point.
It'll be 2nd down and goal.
He just keeps those feet moving. Yeah, about that point, that's where the forward progress was stopped.
Ball inside the 4. Davila, handoff to the fullback. He's hit by Turner and dropped in the back, or near the backfield. That was John Booker on the carry.
He who gets lowest wins. And Jerry Turner got lower than John Booker on that and just knocked the pins out from underneath him.
3rd and goal. Ball outside the 2 now.
Expect the 9th man, the Spokane crowd, to get loud.
There's Jerry Turner. Lost his endmate, Ben McCombs, to an injury in the first half. Davila on 3rd down. End zone, incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down. Windsor wanting a flag and won't get one. Pass was intended for J.J. McKelvey.
And now the 9th man gets even louder.
Both teams are 1 for 1 on 4th down tonight. Minute 35 and counting in the 3rd quarter. This play could be the ball game if Arizona doesn't get in. McKelvey in motion. Davila looking that way. End zone high. Oh, did McKelvey catch it? Incomplete pass. The fans took it away.
Or will we have fan interference? And there is also a flag down on the goal line.
There is a flag on the goal line.
There's a few things to sort through on this.
I thought McKelvey had it at
Holding,
first.
number 12, defense. Half a distance to the goal.
Automatic.
First down.
Travis Williams called on the hold. And was that McKelvey in the end zone or was that Windsor? Oh, it's McKelvey, yes. There's Williams holding him right there.
Now some fan threw a
pass was intended for Windsor.
Threw a little Rattler toy on the field. You can't be doing that.
Boy, look at Windsor, though. He almost caught that football. Well, Arizona now with 4 more attempts, Mike, inside the 1. Or at the 1. Windsor already with 2. Davila's going to keep it. He's pushed forward. He's 6'5". He should be in. Touchdown, Arizona. Well, after all the shenanigans on that drive, it results in an Arizona touchdown, and it pulls the Rattlers to within 3.
And we still have a ball game. Very important that Arizona answers every Spokane score, or it could turn into a runaway, which it isn't at this point.
So the extra point attempt now to make it a 2-point game, which obviously is important, should have come down to a field goal.
And how often you see this? 2 possessions consume an entire quarter of play?
Scotcha with a very deliberate approach to that extra point in every kick he makes. 2-point game in Spokane. The Shock 30, the Rattlers 28. Come on back. And welcome back to Spokane. That shocked the Fox and a couple of Dan's team members. We've got a heck of a football game. 17 seconds to play third quarter. Spokane leading at 30-28. Your VPI Home Solutions scoring summary, 43 yards. Davila with a 1-yard touchdown run. Here's our kick to Corey Payne. Boy, this is a high kick from Scotchet. That had hang time. Payne at the 5, stumbles forward to the 9-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for Spokane. 8.2 to play, third quarter. We'll take a timeout. Come on back.
Relationships. They're what connect businesses to customers, people to communities, individuals to each other. Sterling Savings Bank has a relationship with the Northwest. It's our home. So we're committed to helping local businesses and people. Because when they thrive, so do we. Sterling wants to have a relationship with you. Let's share a better future together.
Shock fans, it's now time to stand up and dance for your dinner. Brought to you by Noodle Express. I need to see Karen down there 118 stand up and dance. That'd be nice. We'd like to see her dance. How about everybody on 222? Isn't that Karen at 118, start dancing. 114, you're doing it. 224, looking good. Brought to you by Noodle Express. All right. Dance, look at them dancing. All right. You are doing the best.
And welcome back to Spokane. 2-point game between the two best teams in the West Division. Spokane with a 30-28. They're not even going to get a playoff, Mike. They did just before the horn, but a flag is down.
And with that sack by Arizona, if you're Spokane, you wish you didn't get that playoff.
Well, there's a flag down, so maybe they got off early, but I don't know why you snapped the ball.
At this point,
you've got the lead. Just go to the fourth quarter. You're at home.
You want to shorten the game. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, as far as clock management, just let it run out.
Holding 97 on the offense. That penalty is declined. Second down. This is also the end of the third quarter.
And that's the end of the third quarter, as he just said. Fourth quarter, straight ahead. Come on back to Spokane. There's Ben McCombs, ice on the knee, and not a happy look on that face. That's not a sprained knee.
This is Julian. Julian has 5 attempts total. The pass, punt, or kick football from different distances. First pass to the upright. From the goal line, Julian, go ahead. You can win the dinner for yourself and make it over the goal. There you go, you get it over the actual crossbar. Now you're going to punt it from the 10-yard line. And everybody in section 214. And he makes it, you get it. Third try. Oh. Fourth try, get 5 total. Fourth one in. That's good. He's got one chance to make it from the 20. And everybody in the arena with the blooming onions go out back steakhouse. Julian, come on, buddy. We'll give you one more, but it doesn't count. Doesn't count. Almost. Julian, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause. He made it from 10 yards to make it 2.2. We'll be seeing the certificates from outside Steakhouse. Outback Steakhouse, pass, bus, and pick.
Well, there's a young man with a lot of energy that needs to be burned off. It is 10 o'clock West Coast time. He should be winding down sometime here soon.
That guy, maybe one too many sodas.
Here's Raleigh on second down and long, just throws it up, threw it away. Pressure again coming up the middle, and Arizona's defense now starting to exert their will as we take a look at what they just did on offense.
Well, there's that pass interference that gave them new life on that one. Here's that run that set up the touchdown, catch and run. The old
John
high-low.
Booker couldn't get in.
The high-low. Two near misses.
Flag here on Travis Williams gave him a first and goal from the one, and Davila just pushed it forward for the touchdown. We got a 2-point game. Flags are down.
And I think
this Arizona front three is really sensing an opportunity in this game right now. They're just getting it off the ball very quickly.
Well,
too quick that time.
And there they jumped a little too early, but they're really asserting themselves. Kyle Rowley, incomplete first pass of the game, goes a perfect 8 for 8 since he's been 6 for 16. Arizona defense doing their job. And got half a stop on the last drive, resulting in only a field goal, but not those cherished 7 points.
That's for certain. They need a big play here on third down and just over 10, not quite 11 yards. Salmon's in motion, another flag down, a wobbly ball to Whitaker, and that one hit the turf. I don't know if it was deflected at the line of scrimmage, but Kyle Raleigh he looked a bit rattled on that throw, Mike. He had happy feet back there.
He does, and credit those happy feet to a nice surge by that Arizona front line. And I guess if you jump early, you're going to get a little better surge than normal.
Yeah, Arizona had them right where they wanted them, and then two consecutive 5-yard penalties makes it third down and just over 5.
That big sack on first down really put Spokane in a hole.
But these two penalties kind of let them out of the hole.
Just negated it and then some.
9 penalties for 41 yards against Arizona. 13:38 to play fourth quarter. Raleigh under center. It's Corey Payne in motion. He's a burner. Stepping up is Raleigh, but Guerrero, no, that's not Guerrero. That's number 56, Ron Jones with the sack. He stepped up right into Jones. The second sack on this drive, and now it's 4th and long.
Now decision time for Spokane. And Coach Matt Sock in these situations tends to go for it. It's too far to kick a field goal, although Taylor Rowan, it is within his range, but that's a long shot. Just have to rely on your offense to try to pick up a first down. Let's see if Arizona rush continues.
Embry Salmon's in motion on 4th down and 8. Raleigh with time over the middle. Almost intercepted, incomplete pass, but we have a flag at the 15. And again, Raleigh without his helmet.
And I think you're going to get an illegal twist. Either that or a hold or an illegal twist.
Illegal defense, 44.
Wow.
Outside rush. The 5-yard penalty.
Automatic.
First down.
That is a huge play in this game. That is a huge play. Arizona had their stop. They would have had the football around the 10-yard line and a chance to take the lead back.
Major penalty. That's the second penalty Arizona's had on 4th down that has resulted in a Spokane first down.
1st and 10 now for Spokane at the 17-yard line. Whitaker in motion. Rowley dumps it off. Salmon spins. Got a couple.
But what 44 did, he's the MAC linebacker. You can only go through the gap on either side of the center. He went around the end. That is an illegal twist. That's what I was talking about, that illegal twist. That was caught by the referee. So obvious call, just a costly call.
44 is Dale Robinson. In there for Alan Harper, who actually started the game for an injured Darryl Shropshire. So 2nd down and 8 now for Spokane. Salmon's in motion. Rowley with time this time. And then he missed Whitaker. And a flag down, a late flag. And I believe this is going to be on Juratovic of Spokane.
I believe you're right, Greg. Boy, the emotions, the frustration, both teams, familiarity, really starting to manifest
Dead ball,
itself.
Personal foul, late hit, 94 offense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, 3rd down.
It's manifested itself in a bunch of penalties in the second half, both ways.
Juratovic, this is a late penalty after Rowley got rid of the football. Oh, no, it's not that late, but he just threw his Guerrero to the ground and then took his head to his helmet.
That will get you a flag.
Every time.
Yes. That would also be helmet to helmet.
3rd down and a mile. 3rd and 18. That's Payne in motion. Rowley over the middle deep. Payne open. Defender had fallen down. That'll be a shock first down. Boy, Arizona has certainly had them pinned back and let them out every single time. That's another first down.
Yeah, just when the Spokane line shows a chink in the armor, they give Kyle Rowley time to throw a first down pass.
Here's your instant replay brought to you by Spokane Boys, your answer for all seasons. And Rowley had time to throw, Mike. That's a play that takes time to develop.
It does 3rd and long. You're going to have to do a 5-step route and let those routes develop. Your line needs to give you protection, and they got it on that last play.
Payne in motion. Rowley, Whitaker. He'll get 8.
That last throw is a sign of a polished, experienced quarterback. Kyle Rowley throws Huey Whitaker a ball in space away from the defensive coverage. The receiver reacts to the ball. Looks like a very easy completion, but it's all because Kyle Rowley led Huey Whitaker to the open area.
I wonder about that sometimes, you know. Have you ever played golf and hit a putt that you knew was off but then goes in? You read it the wrong way, but you hit it right?
Every once in a while I get lucky.
Oh, Rowley again, a shot to the head. Helmet is off, threw it away.
Rowley is going to have to learn that there are 4 buckles on that helmet. And you better start buckling all 4.
Well, I mean, it's on there to protect your head. It can't protect it if it's off.
No.
Oh, geez, that's a left punch.
That was a punch. That's a blow to the head.
Offside, 17, offense. 5-yard penalty.
Okay.
That was a left hook. No wonder the helmet came off.
There are too many plays in this game that we're remembering because of the officiating.
And
I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying there are too many plays standing out because of calls.
There's just so much going on. You know, tempers are flaring. There's cheap shots, a lot of extracurricular. We said rivalry game. That happens in rivalry games.
That's a personal foul. Any shot to the quarterback's head.
Absolutely. Here's another long drive. 5 minutes, 15 seconds.
2nd down and 7. Rowley into the end zone. Salmons was there. He underthrew him. Sanders, who is that? No, that's number 8, Brandon Freeman. Almost had himself his 3rd interception of the season.
Freeman, 6'2". That is a very tall defensive back. made a great play. Just out-jumped the shock receiver to that ball.
This Arizona defense has certainly gotten stingy here in the last quarter and a half.
Oh, the yards have come extremely tough for Spokane.
I like their front three. They're big and powerful. They keep coming, and then their DBs are making plays. Salmon's in motion. Third down. Got Salmon's down to the 5. That's a first down, Spokane. It'll be first and goal.
Been a lot of third and fourth down plays, and the clock just keeps ticking away and grinding away.
And we're not talking about it enough, but Spokane without their best receiver, Raul Vigil, who's on the IR as of last week. 33 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards, not playing. As we near the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter. First and goal from the 5. Rowley looking left. Whitaker! Incomplete. What a play down there by who is that? That's number 2, Sanders. Whitaker had it, and I believe Sanders put his hat right on the ball.
He did.
To knock it out of there.
Sanders was beat on the coverage and just beelined himself into Huey Whitaker to dislodge Whitaker from the ball.
Watch. His hands got in there. What a play by Sanders. Now, that's not a ball that Whitaker allowed to get to his chest. He caught it with his hands, and Sanders strong enough to knock it out. Wow.
12th play now of this drive, Greg.
And they give it to Marsh, the linebacker. 3 rushing touchdowns in 3 games. He won't get in there. It'll be third and goal. Spokane cannot settle for another field goal here, Mike.
No.
Fourth down, you got to be putting it in the end zone if they don't get in here on third.
If Spokane doesn't convert on third, I agree with you, Greg. You have to go for it.
There's Rob Keith.
This is only the 3rd possession of the second half.
This is one of the strangest arena games I've seen. There's Marsh again. They run again, and that's a big loss.
That play has worked well twice to Robbins, the big guy, earlier in the game, but not to the smaller guy, not enough mass to get through. And that play took a long time to set up. Almost like a reverse kind of toss rather than the quick toss.
Well, obviously, if Marsh is in the game, he hasn't been with his team long enough for him to be on the field enough and not get the ball when he's there. So it looked like the defense knew he's there, he's getting the ball, they pin their ears back and win at number 7. Got to get it to Whitaker now. 6'5", end zone, Corey Payne, make the call, touchdown! And Arizona can't believe it.
What a step-up catch by Corey Payne.
We got to see this again.
Someone has to fill the shoes of Raul the Thrill Vigil. And a play like that by Corey Payne is stepping up and filling those shoes.
On 4th down, they go to number 2, Corey Payne, right down the gut.
I believe that's Spokane's 3rd 4th down conversion of the game. 2 of them on Rattler
it actually, I'm watching the replay inside, it actually hit off the back dasher board, and Payne caught it coming off the dasher.
Unbelievable catch.
Rowan's extra point attempt is good. Here's another look at it. I'm told we don't see it bounce off the dasher board, but trust me, it did. It bounced off the back. That's not a great angle, but if it's a catch, Corey Payne, way to go. We'll be back. 37-28 the score. Spokane on 4th down. This play to Corey Payne. It's off the dasher board in the back. Boy, I don't know how he could have got his hands under that. That hit low on the dasher board. Of course, you would need a reverse-angled camera to even have a prayer of catching that angle, or catching what really happened.
That angle.
The official was right there, though.
He was, but also blocked because he was on the inside.
Here's our kick by Rowan. And the return. Space. Still on the loose out to the midfield. Goes number 23. Boy, he's been doing this all game. Trandon Harvey. Here's Lindsay.
You know, Greg, I'm here with a familiar place a lot of Shock fans might recognize. Charles Dillon of the Green Bay Packers. How does that sound?
That sounds real good. You know, I'm just excited to be there. You know, I'm enjoying it, every minute of it, and just working hard and trying to earn myself a job.
You just finished mini camp. How did that go?
Oh, it went real good. You know, everybody out there working hard, and, you know, you just got to kind of, everybody's out there really trying to showcase their skills and make the team. So you just got to work hard and try to separate yourself in any way you can.
You picked quite the game to come to. They could probably use you out there. Are you itching to throw on a jersey and head out there?
I couldn't even hear you.
I said you picked a good game to come to. Do you want to go out on the field and maybe pull down a few passes here?
No, I'm enjoying the game. I'm chilling. I'm a little sore, so I'm really trying to rest up and just enjoy this game, and hopefully the Shock come out with a victory.
All right, thanks, Charles. Greg?
Windsor with the catch inside the 10-yard line.
There is a flag.
There is a flag on the play, though.
This is unbelievable, though. 4 minutes. Well, let's listen to Shane Anderson.
Offsides, 56 defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
So they'll take the result of the penalty, making it 1st and 5 rather than 2nd and 5 if they took the result of the play.
Greg, you look at the game clock, 4:38. This is Arizona's first offensive possession of the 4th quarter. That Spokane drive over 10 minutes.
Well, we're going to have a game in the low 40s at best. Davila. Oh, what a stick by the new fella, huh? What
Brookins.
A play by Mervyn Brookins.
Just closed hard. That ball's in the air, and Brookins just closed. Arrived at the receiver the same time the ball got there.
2nd down and 5.
That ball a little behind the receiver.
Yeah, Windsor.
And I think Windsor knowing a shot's coming. Tough one to catch when you're angling hard like that.
Under 4 minutes now to play. Davila to throw on 2nd and 5. End zone. Brookins almost his first interception. Hit him right in the chest. He may not have been caught had he caught that football. And that keeps Arizona in the game.
And the clock runs.
Windsor in motion. Davila looking that way, and now he'll run it. Runs out of room. Marsh with the tackle at the 7-yard line. So a gain of about 3 by Davila. But now we hit the 3-minute mark here in seconds. And a big 3rd down as one of the fans just fell on the field over there.
Actually, we'll be a 4th down. That was the 3rd down play.
You're right. It is 4th down. 4th and 1.
Greg, in the last 5 games, nobody has scored more than 7 points against the Shock in the 4th quarter. And right now, it's 0.
Big play for Arizona. McKelvey in motion. Davila throws it. Windsor, what a catch! Down to the 2-yard line. Brookins was all over him. And Windsor with a spectacular catch.
Great athlete. You get the ball close to Windsor, he's gonna make the catch.
This is a one-handed grab by Brookins.
And look at Windsor holding off the defensive back. 11 catches, 80 yards. He's getting his catches. He's not getting the big plays.
They give it to Big John Booker.
And he's short.
Maybe a yard gain. He'll be short of the goal line. It'll be 2nd and goal. Under 2 minutes now to play. No time to panic for Arizona because you score here, you get back to one possession. And remember, we still have that final minute, which is an eternity.
Arizona has 2 timeouts left.
McKelvey in motion. Davila pushed by Booker. He looked like he was ahead to me.
And they're saying short.
He looked like he was in the end zone here, Mike.
That surge right at the end by the fullback looked like it pushed Davila across. And you never see aiding the runner called in indoor football.
Well, look where they're spotting the football, though. That's 2-3 feet from the goal line.
From my angle, it looked like the ball from our angle, and we're at a slight angle. We're about the 5-10 yard line.
Yeah, not
across.
that bad of an angle, though. His shoulder pads were definitely across the goal line. Right there. I mean, look where he's at.
Yeah, it sure looked like he was in from our angle.
And there's an official right down the line. They give it to Windsor. Turner and Marsh with the big stop. It'll be 4th down. And that's the 1-minute warning. What a defensive effort by the Shock on this drive. Windsor, Turner, and Marsh stood him up and dropped him. 4th down when we come back. Arizona a perfect 2 for 2 on 4th down tonight. This is their 3rd attempt. Ball sitting at the 2-yard line. They trail Spokane by 9 points. This a must-score situation for the Arizona Rattlers. Winners of 6 in a row, but they trail Spokane by a game in the West Division standings. McKelvey in motion. Davila to throw. End zone. Incomplete, but a flag is down. This is going to be on Travis Williams. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1 with 56 seconds to play.
The points have just come very difficult in the second half. This is, again, only the 4th team possession in the second half.
Number 12, defense. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic 1st down. Time. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute.
So the holding call on Travis Williams gives Arizona a 1st and goal from the 1, and they put the clock back to 1 minute.
That's the 1-minute timing rules where the offended team can have the time put back on the clock, the original time.
Davila, boy, he had to get in that time. A fumble.
They're saying forward progress stopped prior to the fumble.
And Arizona forced to call a timeout. And they'll have 1 left.
Timeout, Arizona. Their 2nd of the half. This will be
so Danny White and Nick Davila will think it over. 50.9 to play. We'll be right back. 37-28, second down and goal for Arizona. Ball about 1.5 feet from the goal line. Problem is for Arizona, they've been down here too long already. They need to get the ball in the end zone and get it in there quickly. They have one timeout remaining. They trail by 9 points, so a touchdown, an extra point. They still trail by 2. It still puts them in an onside kick situation. They have to recover it to have a shot.
They do. It comes down to a score and a recovered onside kick.
So I guess if you think about it that way, they don't need a whole lot of time left.
No, you don't. But with one timeout, if Arizona scores, you have no choice but the onside kick.
Booker fumbled it, has to fall on it. That's going to burn their final timeout. They have to call time. There's Danny White calling time, stopping the clock with 42.4 to play.
And that was just a botched exchange. The toss looked fine. Booker just didn't make the catch.
He didn't catch it. Arizona 7 rush attempts for a -3 yards in this game. They got to throw it in the end zone.
Both teams on these last 2 drives, they get in the red zone, they've tried to run it in.
They certainly have. Yeah, that was right there. Big John just took his eyes off of it. He would have gotten in the end zone too, I think. He had a hole kind of opening up there, and when you're 315 pounds and you get enough momentum going and there's any bit of a hole, you're going in. So 42.4 to play. It's third down and goal now from just outside the 4-yard line. Arizona still trailing by 9 points.
The top, you would never believe we're watching the top 2 offenses in AFL with a 37-28 score.
I mean, this is amazing.
Arizona's lowest output thus far offensively, 52 points. They're about half that number right now.
If Spokane wins, they'll have a 2-game lead in the West Division. If Arizona wins, they'll be tied at 9-3. Windsor in motion. Davila, end zone, incomplete. Intended for Windsor.
And yet another 4th down play. How many have we seen tonight? 12th play of this drive coming up.
Well, Spokane stops Arizona. If the Rattlers are unable to get into the end zone, that's ball game right here. Capacity crowd, or near capacity crowd. About 10,000 people in this arena tonight. Davila, 4th down, Windsor. Oh, he took a shot from teams and held on. When you need a big play, go to your stud, and Rod Windsor made a heck of a catch there. And he and teams now have to be separated.
And a 2-point conversion would mean nothing at this point. Kick the extra point, recover an onside kick if you're Arizona, and that missed extra point sets up a game-winning field goal opportunity for Arizona if that is to play out.
Yeah, the Rattlers very much alive in this game. If they recover the onside kick, they're going for a touchdown anyways. They're not thinking field goal. They'll be down inside the 10-yard line. They fake it. They're going to go for 2. And they get in. It's a 1-point game. It's exciting. I'm not sure why they did it. But it's exciting.
It is exciting. Whether you're 35 or 36, a field goal wins.
Well, what a game in Spokane tonight. Davila looking for his big-time football player, number 1, Rod Windsor. 37-36, our score. The final 33 seconds when we come back. Your VPI Home Solutions scoring summaries. We get ready for the onside kick. We'll get back to that scoring summary in a moment. That last play, though, or last drive, 15 yards, 11 plays. Scotch's kick. Alex Teams with the catch. Spokane football at the 14. 31.1 to play.
Arizona with no timeouts. All Spokane needs is one, possibly two positive yardage plays, and this game is over.
Yeah, I didn't speak wrong. That last drive by Arizona took them 11 plays to go 15 yards.
Yes.
In this game.
It has been.
Now, this isn't Woody Hayes in the old days in the Big Ten now. This is the Arena League. It's about big plays and scoring quickly. 11 plays to go 15 yards.
With time of extreme urgency. There's one positive yardage play.
Yeah, Raleigh just keeping it. Arizona trying to call a timeout. They can't.
This will do it.
They have none left, and that'll be the final play. The Shock have won again, ladies and gentlemen. 8 in a row, now 10-2 on the season. They're the first team to 10 wins in this new AFL. And Rob Keefe saluting his fans. There's the horn. You get the feeling these two franchises are going to meet again. Arizona had won 6 in a row. So they lose to Spokane. They win 6 in a row. They lose to Spokane again.
Winning streak bookended by Spokane.
Right.
A home loss to Spokane and now a road loss to Spokane.
Spokane started the season 2-2. Since then, they've won 8 in a row. Their 2 losses were at home, Mike. Game number 1 against Milwaukee, and what was it, game 3 against Cleveland?
Cleveland, on that last second return of a kickoff.
Right, and so first game they still almost beat Milwaukee, even though they've gone to Milwaukee and won. So they could have certainly won that game. First game, nobody's got their A game. They could have easily beat Cleveland. Now, there's been some road games, too, that you say, well, they easily could have lost as well. It all kind of works out the way it's supposed to.
It does.
Either way, they're 10-2.
You look at the Spokane win at Arizona. Arizona's knocking on the door. There's the interception on the last play of the game to seal the victory for Spokane. If you're Arizona, you say, we could have won that game.
Point is, Spokane's number 1 in the coaches poll for 2 weeks straight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the best team in the AFL right now. They beat Arizona tonight, 37-36. Post-game show ahead. Come on back.
VPI introduces anti-pollen window screens. Allergy season is here, but our exclusive Pollentech window screens filter out 90 to 100% of airborne pollens year-round. They're captured in the unique construction of the screen. Imagine having your windows open on a spring day. Call VPI Home Solutions now for more information and a free estimate. 892-6460 or go online at vpihomesolutions.com. Homeowners face tough choices when looking to invest in new windows this year. VPI Home Solutions can prove 6 important facts that no other window or company can match. Be careful how you choose your new windows this year. Don't settle for less. Get the best. VPI. We offer free estimates and information. Call 892-6460 or go online at vpihomesolutions.com. VPI Windows. Custom fit for life.
This is an SWX special sports presentation of Shock Football Postgame, brought to you by VPI Home Solutions.
And welcome back to your VPI Home Solutions postgame show. Greg Heister, Mike Peterson, Lindsey Joy. There's Kyle Rowley, the winning quarterback in this 37-36 win over the Arizona Rattlers. Well, Mike, maybe just some quick thoughts. This, even though it was a strange game in Arena League, the physicality of it made it very decisive for me.
Definitely a very physical game. And coming in, it was all about the offenses. Tonight, it was about both of these defenses.
It was obvious that Arizona, though, came out in that first half and tried to really punch Spokane in the mouth. That great hit on Rowley, the extracurriculars in the game, the injury to Ben McCombs, but yet Spokane stood up, took it in the chin, and then retaliated with the win.
This was a heavyweight battle.
Yep.
Arguably, number 1 versus number 2 tonight. We can throw out what the polls say. These were two juggernauts of teams that just battled all night long. It was a pleasure to cover.
Yeah, let's get onto the field. Lindsey Joy with head coach Rob Keefe. Lindsey.
Coach Keefe, Matt Stock just said to you, 36-37, who would have thought? Not the game you wanted, but you'll take it, right?
I mean, that is the game we wanted. Obviously we wanted to score, a hell of a lot more points, but hey, this is arena football. Anything can happen, and what you see, it's a very methodical game when two teams get together. Obviously, two top teams in the league. It's about defense. Defense wins your championships no matter what level you're on. Anybody can score points in this game. I mean, guys are running at you full speed before the ball's even snapped. It's designed to score. If you stop them, this is the kind of game you'll have, and we won by 1 point. I couldn't be prouder of the players that we have.
Your team learned early on about adversity. How do you see that paying off in such a tight game like tonight?
When guys go down, guys got to step up, and that's the team that we developed. If one guy, goes down and we can't win because of that, we haven't built the right team. I love every single one of the guys. These guys understand when adversity hits, you adapt, you reload, you keep driving forward, and that's what life's about. I mean, if a bill slides through your door, what are you going to do? You're going to buckle? No, you pay the bill and you move on, and that's how we feel about it. And same thing, we don't stub our toe. We just, let it go, rally up, keep going.
Reloading after all the tough injuries said something about the depth of the team that you've built. How proud of that team are you?
I'm proud. Obviously, I hate sometimes guys are getting opportunities at the expense of others, but that's what football's about. I mean, nobody makes it through the season or as a full of a team is healthy 100%. You just can't have that happen. And guys step up. I couldn't be more proud. Obviously, we're going to mourn guys that cannot finish the season with us or are out for 3 or 4 weeks, whatever it may be, but I couldn't be happier for guys like Mervyn Brookins and Emery Salmons and Sean Klein-Amoku and Jeremy Gethers off the bench getting himself a sack. But we'll keep doing it. We'll find the right guys and keep getting these wins.
You got your revenge on Milwaukee last week. Going into Cleveland next week, how ready are you for that?
We're already talking about Cleveland. That's what you're right. That's what football's about. It's revenge. That's what we got to do. I mean, we got to avenge these losses. These guys haven't forgot how we lost the last play of the game. Just a terrible way to lose, especially at home. And we're going to play spoiler up there, and I'm going to make sure we come home with a victory then.
All right. Celebrate tonight. Think about Cleveland tomorrow. Congratulations. Greg and Mike.
Thank you, Lindsey. Thank you, head coach Rob Keefe. 37-36. It says it's the game he wanted, but I don't know. You get the two best offenses on the same football field, you expect a game at least in the 50s, right?
Well, the game he wanted was a shock victory, so he got that. I don't believe anyone predicted both teams were going to be held, under 50 points? How about under 40 points? And it was bend, don't break all night long. And who would have thought you lose Ben McCombs, top defensive rusher, coming in Mulder, defensive back, ends up sick, not in the game, so Brookins steps in. Those are two starters, did not play. One didn't play the whole game, the other the majority of the game.
And I guess the guy to talk to about a low-scoring game is shot quarterback Kyle Rowley. And I know, Kyle, I think you're on headsets now. There he is.
Yep.
Well, I know you're going to tell me, hey, I don't care what it's like. We won the game, right? But a game in the 30s in the indoor game?
Right. Yeah, this might be one of the lowest scoring wins I've had in my career, but we'll take it any way we can get it. And I'm actually it's reassuring to know we can kind of win a lot of different types of games. It wasn't that they had a smart scheme. It was kind of make us throw it underneath, and our scheme might have been the same. The offenses were scoring; they were just long drives.
The next question I want to ask Kyle is, are we going to get that second button on that chin strap button down there? You lose your helmet more than anybody.
How am I going to get those penalties if the helmet doesn't fly
I knew it. See, it's all about the theater with you. You're such an actor.
Right. I don't know. Did I get a couple this game? Yeah. I feel like when the helmet comes off, there's more apt to see yellow on the ground after.
With that big hit that you took in the first half, I forget now, one of the defensive linemen hit you. That had to hurt.
I did. They all hurt.
You could have had 10 buckles on that time your helmet was coming off.
Right.
Do you remember that shot? You're going to tell me you don't remember it again, do it?
Oh, Coach Salk asked me if I was all right if I had another concussion after that one. But no. They've got a good team and a good pass rush. They really, they were bringing it tonight. Our guys stepped up, and I think I was only sacked once or twice. Our linemen just kind of held tight. This was like a hold tight type of game, grind it out, get the win, and move on.
Offensively, from your perspective, it was a clean game, no interceptions.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little more, though, about the Arizona scheme. It threw some different twists at you tonight.
Right. It's an arena scheme. Some teams will play man, some teams play zone. And when you play zone, we have to throw more balls, which gives them more opportunities to pick them off and more opportunities for us to fumble and things like that. So we did a great job. We didn't throw picks and we didn't fumble, and there were a few drives where we had to convert on 3rd and 4th down. We did that. We were only stopped once. That's the reason the score's so low is just because the drives were taking so long.
That's certainly the truth.
Yes, and you also mentioned 3rd and 4th downs. There were 4 4th down plays.
Yep.
You were a perfect 4 for 4 tonight. Now, 2 of those were on defensive penalties. What was the talk going into those 4th down plays? What was the thinking? Because you converted.
Right. The thinking was, they're starting to press us. They're starting to get physical. We need to get physical back. If they want to call an offensive pass interference on us, that's fine. As long as we're playing physical, we're happy. Because as much as they played zone, they stopped when they weren't stopping us. And they kind of played some man down the red zone, and we stepped up. We made plays.
Kyle, the loss, and I know we've talked to head coach Rob Keefe, and we know what his attitude is about injuries and moving forward.
Yeah.
But when you lose Raul,
yep.
Talk about how that messes timing up, not just in games, but in practice. You're working with new players now. You're working with guys more. Plus, the fact that 33 touchdowns in this offense, it's hard to replace. But
right.
You guys do somehow.
Well, and I'm glad you brought up Raul because, I kind of played that game for him. I feel for him. He wants to be out here, but he couldn't today. And he's just a great player. The one thing you lose more than anything is just a savvy and a feel for the arena game. These other guys are great athletes, and they did their job tonight. Like you said, we've just done a good job putting together a team where people can step into those voids.
Kyle, congratulations on being the first team in the AFL to 10 wins. It feels great, huh?
It feels good. It feels good to be ahead.
Get back to your locker room. Thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it, guys.
Kyle Rowley, the starting quarterback, and he's now 10-2 as a starter on this next level. And he's turned into a very fine football player, Mike. He's fun to watch. I mean, he's 6 foot, he's 200 pounds. I don't know why, but he doesn't look that big. But he's a very physical guy and takes a beating, it seems like, every game. And he's tough. He's really tough.
Warrior. That's tough and a warrior. Those are 2 words that come to mind when you watch Kyle Rowley play.
All right, let's go down to the field now. Lindsey Joy with an upstart star on defense. Lindsey.
All right, and I'm here with Mervyn Brook, and you stepped in to start instead of Mulder tonight. What does it say about the depth of your team that you can replace people and still win?
Coach has great confidence in all our guys. You have to be ready. You can be called at any moment, and when your time is called, you have to perform. And tonight, Will couldn't go, and Coach asked me to step up, and I did what he asked. I was brought here for a reason, So it pretty much it is what it is. When you're called, you play, you perform. You don't perform, then you're out of here.
Yeah, and you did just that defense coming up huge tonight, 37-36. Is that any kind of the game that you expected, or were you just kind of rolling with it?
I expected a defensive game, but not that low point scoring. Game plan was today for our defense was keep everything in front of us. Don't get beat deep, be aggressive. And we did just that, We forced them to play a game that they didn't want to play. They throw higher percentage passes with the hitches and the outs, but we held them to 4-yard games and made them march down the field.
All right, well, congratulations on the win. Enjoy this one.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Lindsay. And I think he, to me, was one of the really unsung heroes in this game. I mean, to walk onto a team that is ranked number 1, they're 9-2, they've won 7 in a row, and now to have to be out there on that corner and play the way he did against the second-best offensive team in the AFL, a lot of pressure on this young man, Mike, and he was awesome in this game. He was really good.
Very, very impressive. Yeah. The Shock did not miss a beat with Mulder out of the lineup and Brookins in there, and that's a testament to Brookins because Mulder is quite a defensive back.
We keep saying this. It's great to be excited. They're 10-2. They're number 1 in the coaches poll. They're number 1 in the West Division. There's a lot of games left, and there's some really tough games left. But we keep saying that every week, and now there aren't that many games left, even though the games left are pretty tough. They go on the road next week. They got to play at Chicago yet. There's some tough games left for them. But they're in the playoffs. They're going to be one of the top seeds, if not the top seed. And if they can continue to get healthy as they move towards the playoffs, this is going to be the franchise to beat.
It will be, but we are in the last 4 games of the season now, and they get tougher, and Spokane only has 1 home game, and that's against Chicago. 3 games on the road. So the tests just keep coming for Spokane. It will not get any easier. There's 4 weeks of regular season into the playoffs. Tough road ahead.
But there's only 25% of the regular season left. I mean, they're 75% of the way through the regular season. They're the best team in the AFL. I don't think anybody in Spokane, possibly even this ownership, thought that they would be this good this early.
Or anyone in all of AFL.
It's a joy to watch them, ladies and gentlemen. Those in Spokane, I hope you're eating it up. For Mike Peterson and Lindsay Joy, I'm Greg Heister. Good night and happy 4th of July to everyone. See you soon.
And then
they got more to do.
Hey,
Move out. Sorry, you're out.
You were on a roll tonight.
So we may not see you now to basketball. Right? But I guess maybe if there's a possible playoff game now. So. Yeah.